Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. In this video, we're going to be giving you another Cardano update, and I'm going to be going over why it is I think the opportunity of a lifetime could be perhaps setting up right now for Cardano, guys. We love to come on here on days when the market is selling off to show our face and just plant some people's feet firmly in the ground where they stand in regards to the cryptocurrency market, guys, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. We are seeing a sell-off. I always get lots of messages on days like this. Cardano is down 5.4% so far. It could go down even further, guys, but ultimately I'm going to tell you why why essentially I am exceptionally bullish right now. We're going to look at, of course, the 4-hourly, the daily, and the weekly. We're going to perhaps focus on the 4-hourly. For those of you who missed my last Cardano video, we were talking about the fact that Cardano essentially is following something called the Elliott wave theory, and we are still yet to have this fifth wave, which I believe is going to be significantly bigger than the third one. In traditional markets, in the stock market, the third wave is usually bigger than the fifth. In the commodities market, the fifth wave is usually bigger than the third. If you look at cryptocurrencies, it's usually towards the end of the run that things make the most kind of progress. So what are we talking about today then, guys? Well, we're going to quickly map out this Elliott wave theory and why it is that we are so bullish. So the Elliott wave theory that we mapped out essentially dictated that we had a one wave. We're going to fly through this, guys, because I do have something very bullish to show you and why I do believe that Cardano is setting up right now for a very bullish move to the upside that is going to take us sort of into the atmosphere. So essentially you have your one wave, guys, your two wave, your three wave, and your fourth wave. Now we did say, and we have been making sure to remind people on every single video, that we haven't yet come back to this EMA and sort of tested it and used it as support and a springboard to take us upwards, that we had kind of ran away from it and that we were expecting maybe an equilibrium with this EMA at some point. So what that looks like, in my opinion, if we are going to come back down to it, and of course we don't have to, is something like this, guys. We come back to this EMA before we then make our fifth wave, which we are looking out for, that we said could potentially take us to round about $7.50 and beyond, perhaps. And essentially you will have waves within that. You will have Elliott waves within that theory. We can see that Elliott waves have played out so far to date, guys. If we quickly, the reason we think it's going to follow this Elliott wave theory is because it is doing so far. So you have your one wave within this, your two wave. This is just a quick draw, guys, so pretty messy. You have your three wave. You have your fourth wave. And then you have your big fifth wave with your ABC correction. You can see here the fifth wave was bigger than the third wave. And we think that's going to be very, very true. So why is it that I am so bullish, guys? Well, we're going to drop you to a 4-hourly and we're going to look at the structure that's set up before we essentially 3x in terms of price, and why I believe you are going through that today. We love to come on here on days when we're selling off because we know that some of you are new to the crypto space. You don't quite know what's happening. You don't quite understand what's going on. Do not fear. All in Crypto is here, and it would absolutely break my heart for people to miss out on this opportunity. I'm not a financial advisor, guys. Always do your own research. Always look into these things yourself. But one thing that I would like to see, there are certain things in this world that are more valuable than money. And I believe that helping people, and I'm not the best at doing it, you know, we can all slack at times and you know, be selfish, etc., etc. But I think you get significantly more greater satisfaction out of helping somebody else than oftentimes helping yourself. That's a little side note for you, you know. Anyway, we're going to go into the 4-hourly and I'm going to tell you why I think and why I am exceptionally bullish. And essentially, I've pointed this out to you guys on a number of occasions. So let's recap what we just looked at. We essentially looked at the fact that we could still see a sell-off that would be significant, take us back down to that EMA, or we would kind of, you know, continue to capitulate before meeting that EMA that we'd use as a springboard to make our kind of fifth leg. We've seen that the Elliott wave theory is indeed playing out, and we think it is going to continue to do so. So why is it I'm so bullish right now, guys? Well, we've said on a number of occasions that the move we are in right now, this period of consolidation, let's change the color of that, we've already seen take place. And essentially, as we came out the other side of it, it led to a 3x in terms of price. And we think that this kind of period here We are going to take off from this. The longer that we consolidate, by the way, guys, and accumulate, and we're in an accumulation phase, the more fuel we're going to have in the tank to cover a further distance round the track when it is time to start moving. And I don't think that is far away at all, guys, in my opinion. So even if we consolidate for a longer period of time, we can see that we have sold through this EMA. But that is actually bullish to me, and I'll tell you why, guys. So what I want to do is I want to map out this kind of move that we're currently in and look at the move that we kind of previously did before we did that 3x and show you why they're exceptionally similar. So we can see here, guys, we come up, we make a high. I'll change that in red so there's a bit of a contrast. We then make a lower high, guys. Then we make a higher high. Then we sell off significantly and we come back down before using the EMA support again. And then we have one final sell-off that essentially will lead to us coming back towards above that EMA, maybe testing it a couple times before takeoff. Why is it I think that is on the table, guys? Well, let's look at this move back here that happened previously before we had that kind of explosive price movement, guys. So let's just get it so that we can really see what's going on. We'll take it off auto and we'll take a look at this move here and how it acted. Now there are some differences, like we have made a lower high theoretically on the other one, a lower low, sorry, theoretically on the other one, but one swallow does not a summer make, guys. So you can see you come up, you make a high, you make a lower high, you sell off, you make a higher high, you sell off, you come back, and essentially you use this EMA as resistance. You then pop back above it before you sell off once more, guys. You then come up, it acts as support, and this is really the kind of green light before you take off. You can see that the similarities between these two moves are pretty apparent in my opinion, guys. And essentially, you know, this is going to lead, in my opinion, to a significant move to the upside, which would coincide with that fifth wave that we believe we are going to see that could take us up to a Cardano price of around about $7.50. Of course, it doesn't have to get there. However, I think it has a strong chance of doing so. And how we got to the $7.50 price was we looked at the, remember what I told you guys, traditionally in traditional markets, in the stock market, the third wave is bigger than the fifth. In commodities market, certainly when we mapped out that smaller Elliott wave theory, the fifth wave was indeed bigger than the third. So what we essentially did to be on the side of caution was we looked at the third wave in terms of percentages and just added it on top of the where we kind of thought we topped out on the fourth wave. So I think you have nothing to fear. I don't want people to miss out, guys. I really don't. I don't want people to get shaken out. Lots of people get fatigued with this because, of course, you know, for a while now we've been consolidating. Some people call Cardano a stable coin. I mean, Cardano has only gone up in a year like 2,000%, but, you know, people just seem to forget that. And I think that really shows how many new people there are actually getting into this project right now. You have nothing to fear, guys, in my opinion. We can take a quick look at Bitcoin, and we are indeed going to take a look at Bitcoin. I'm going to show you another reason I'm exceptionally bullish, and it's how we, on this channel, we essentially said Ethereum could perhaps get to $4,000 before this year had even started by May. How we got that was we looked at the structure of Bitcoin, and we went, hang on a minute, Ethereum's following Bitcoin's structure perfectly. And you can see, you know, your all-time highs. You then consolidate. Bitcoin did the same thing before its big move. You are currently in that big move now for Ethereum. We think ADA is following those two very, very closely in my opinion, guys. You know, you've come up to your all-time highs. You've consolidated. You've made a little bit of a leg up. You've consolidated. Bitcoin did the same thing. So did Ethereum before its big move, and ultimately we know that Cardano lags behind not only Bitcoin but Ethereum. Ethereum lags behind Bitcoin, Cardano lags behind Ethereum, and you are going to see great things, guys. And regardless of what's happening on the charts, and everything looks healthy, everything looks fine, there's no reason to fear. Certainly when we switch out to a weekly, we're fine. And I would actually have liked to have seen us sell off some more. The long positions, and I'm not really a trader, guys. I'm an investor. I look at a macro scale, and I get into projects based on fundamentals. And, you know, I look for something called the Wall Street cheat sheet, which essentially maps out market psychology and stuff like that. But ultimately, I would like to have somewhat seen a sell-off. Nobody wants to see a sell-off, but it would have been healthy in the long term. And ultimately, I don't think we just sort of drop off the face of the earth to meet this EMA. I think we do something like this, guys. And we've said that for a long time now, before we then, you know, this EMA takes us up and we make that fifth and perhaps final leg. So I think you have no reason to fear. Pullbacks are part and parcel of a bull market. You know, Cardano could pull back a lot and we would still be bullish. You know, let's just do us down to the EMA in terms of percentages. So if we go from where we are today and we go to that EMA, that's a 25% dip. Nobody's going to want to see that. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that that's happening. However, you could see that and I would still be exceptionally bullish. And if we did indeed do that, I would be deploying or trying to get whatever capital I could get my hands on into this project. Now, I want to talk very quickly about risk. Lots of people, like I say, messaging me, getting very worried. I am young enough to lose everything and for it to largely not really affect me. You know, I'm still at a young, able age where I can, you know, recoup my losses, pick myself up, dust myself off, and move on with my life. Your situation might not be the same, and you shouldn't go betting the farm on something as volatile as crypto. I think, yes, there is amazing opportunity here to make some life-changing money, and we've seen it already in the crypto space in the last year or so. You still have a long way to go. We think the bull market is in full swing. We think after this period of consolidation, you do make your next leg. Plan B came out, I think it was the other day, and he essentially said that your $100,000 Bitcoin is weeks away. The entire market's going to act very positively, and you're seeing Ethereum make its leg that we said that Cardano still has to do. We said this leg was coming for those who've been subscribed to the channel for long enough. You can attest to this. We're not geniuses here. We're just looking at what we have in front of us, and ultimately we know where the crypto space is going. Blockchain technology is unbelievably revolutionary, and the first time in history that we have ever been able to have a peer-to-peer, trustless payment system that is immutable. Smart contracts, I was listening to the Sergey, I can't remember his second name, the guy that is the creator of Chainlink. He was on a Lex Friedman podcast, and he was talking about just the kind of places that smart contracts can take us. We are moving towards a new world, guys, and blockchain technology is going to play a absolutely crucial role in it. For those of you who haven't read Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper on Bitcoin, go and give it a read. Very interesting, not very hard to read and get your head round. It's not the most technical, and if it is, just stay away from the technical stuff. But understand the concept of a peer-to-peer payment or value system. It's never been done, guys. I mean, some people say gold and silver, but of course you can mine gold. You know, you can also manipulate it largely in terms of the supply, etc., etc. You can't do that with Bitcoin. So that's all I have for you in this video, guys. We felt it was important to get on here. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Certainly for those of you who are, you know, don't be over risk. Don't be over leveraged. You know, play the smart game. I always say don't put more money in than you can afford to lose. That is really the mantra. Like I say, I'm not a financial advisor, guys, and this is not financial advice. This is just me giving you the best kind of guesstimates I can give. And if you look at my sort of track record, certainly when we came to predicting the Ethereum and what was going to happen with that, you know, when we hit our all-time highs, etc., and Cardano hitting its all-time highs and what it was going to do, we've been pretty spot on, guys, and we think that we are going to continue to be so. We don't get everything right, but we do get some things right, and you're never going to stop hearing about them when we get them right. No, I'm joking. So that's all I have for you in this video, guys. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Despite what the market's doing, you can see Bitcoin is having a bit of a sell-off. That is essentially what's bringing everything down. Can I call manipulation? Who knows? Regardless, guys, you know, don't get shaken out. Remember what you're investing in and you will be fine. Stick to the plan at hand. You have nothing to worry about. If you've enjoyed this content, guys, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment. I want to know your feedback, good or bad. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments why you disagree with me, because you may have some information that, you know, I would like to perhaps... you know, some new information that I perhaps have missed or whatever, but don't just disagree and then don't give me a reason why. I always want to know your opinions and your reasons for why you might not think that something is happening or going to happen. So that's all I have for you in this video, guys. Stay strong, and I'll see you all in the next video. So get subscribed, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.